Chapter 53, Chapter 16. Academy registration will end today. Because of that, the Skydome Hall was currently filled with registrants. They are not only for the nobility, but also from the common people. The queue itself became 6 lines that are snagged long, and in one of the queue line, whose position is far from Zeal, a beautiful girl with long, straight purple-white hair was lined up. There behind her was a boy with slick black hair that was the same color as the girl in front of him. Right now the both of them were watching Simon Voskila, who was trembling on other prospective students, and suddenly there was a sound accompanied by pressure throughout the hall. Everyone there felt the pressure, but not for the both of them. When the person who exerted the pressure appeared, the whitish purple-haired boy simply grinned scornfully. "Lady, I think you're overestimating the humans. You know, even I alone can annihilate them all right now," the boy said to the girl in front of him, using telepathy. "Bereth, you must not underestimate humans. Don't you remember that once our king died at the hands of a human?" The girl's soft and melodious voice reminded the boy behind her. As she mentioned, the boy with the slicked black hair was named Bereth, and the girl in front of him was Lilith, one of the 5 main fallen gods currently on the colorless continent. She was assigned by the organization called the God Domain to investigate and exterminate what the humans were planning. They couldn't carelessly act considering what had happened in the Argent Kingdom, so Lilith, who was assigned from her organization, sneaked in as a prospective student in our academy founded by humans. The thing is, our dark past, and it's just a coincidence that our king was defeated by a human, but now the power of humans is much weaker than it used to be. Every decade they will experience degradation. So what should we do afraid of? Lewis still couldn't accept that Lilith said, because according to him, the divine race is the strongest race in the glorious continent, and the others are just ants that he can trample on at any time. It's true what you say. That's why we are here. We'll easily spy on humans if we mingle with humans, and if we find anything that can increase the strength of human race, we must either seize it or destroy it," she said coldly to Bereth. "Lady, don't you feel disgusted jostling with them? I even feel sick of being in the same place as these ants-like creatures." Bereth kept complaining to Lilith. If you keep grumbling like that, I'll have someone else accompany me." Lilith sighed softly because she was tired of hearing complaints from her subordinates. "Fine, I understand, but I won't hesitate to kill anyone who bothers you in a place." He then looked at the other prospective students who had always been looking at Lilith with lustful eyes. It's only natural because Lilith is currently wearing a sleeveless shirt with a black skirt above the knee. She gets a lot of lewd stares from the male prospective students around her. "Yeah, but you shouldn't overdo it. Remember what we came here for, so don't make an unnecessary fuss." Lilith was also disgusted by the stare of the male prospective students around her. Because of that, she allowed Bereth to punish them. Alright, lady. Bereth pointed her finger at the prospective students with the most perverted gaze. He intended to fire magic to blind his eyes, but before he could do that, a gaze that came from nowhere looked onto the both of them with pressure like a waterfall. They both groaned against the pressure placed on them. Who is a fallen god and suppressed like this? Of all people, don't joke. Lilith screamed in her heart and tried to fight the pressure with her strength, but this is the same as Simon before, but on a much stronger scale. The more Lilith fought back, the stronger the pressure she felt. The floor beneath her feet began to crack. Lady, what kind of pressure is this? Who could do this to us? Is that another fallen god? Bereth's situation is much worse than Lilith. He endured the pressure until the blood gushed from his nose and ears. The people around them were completely unaware of what had happened to them because of their tried their best to act casually so as not to look suspicious. They no longer cared about their purpose of coming here right now. The most important thing for them was to survive. When Lilith and Bereth felt they couldn't hold it anymore and prepared to unleash their full power, suddenly the force pressing on them disappeared. What the hell? Who would dare to do something like this to us? Bereth breathed heavily and almost screamed out loud with his mouth. Anger appeared from anger. There was also fear in his voice. I don't know for sure that person is very dangerous, and that person already know where we are. Lilith was still having trouble breathing from the previous pressure, and her pretty face was wet with sweat, although for some prospect students will find it very sexy. Lilith looked around the hall for the person who had done the previous thing, but no matter how many times she searched, she couldn't find the person even though she had used search and deduction magic. She is a fallen god. She'll be able to immediately find that person even though it is within tens of millions. But she was astonished that the existence of that person seemed to have disappeared from this kingdom. After she retracted her magic, her face became gloomy. Lady, are you okay? It's just that I can't find that person anywhere at all. She spoke in a slightly trembling voice. So lady, what should we do next? If that person finds out about us, won't it be dangerous if we stayed here? Bereth became frightened by the existence of even Lilith couldn't detect. Now, if that person is indeed from the human side and wants to guard this place, he will come face to face with us, or warn us not to mess around in this school. He won't leave a dangerous existence moving around freely in the school. He wants to protect. Lilith explained her analysis to Bereth. So what do you mean? Bereth still didn't quite understand what Lilith was saying. I mean, that person isn't from the human side. He doesn't seem to be from either side. Maybe the pressure is a warning to not get involved with him. Bereth, we have to be more careful in the future. This mission isn't as easy as we thought, Lilith said to Bereth with a serious face. Okay, lady. Bereth nodded slightly and looked around. He even forgot to punish the boy who looked at Lilith lewdly before. Zeal opened his eyes and sighed heavily. What's wrong, Ken? Clara asked Zeal with semi-silent. Nothing. Maybe I'm just tired of having to queue all this time. Zeal didn't notice that Clara had been watching him all along. At the time he was suppressing the two fallen gods, so he didn't pay much attention to his surroundings. Moreover, Clara's gaze did not contain any malicious intent. Her hostile gaze were directed at him. No matter what Zeal's condition at that time, he would have realized right away. Is that so? Clara sounded doubtfully and subconsciously continued to stare at his face. When her eyes met, Clara realized that she had been staring at Zeal's face for a long time. She then immediately turned away, her blushing face while holding her cheek. Beatrix, who saw the exchange of the two, just shook her head and smiled wearily. Finally, after waiting for 2 hours, only one person left in front of their queue. Not long after that, it was their turn, but just as they were about to head to the register desk, they heard a commotion from the entrance of the building. There the prospective students who had been lining up, and the queues suddenly stepped aside as if it to give way to someone more, precisely because they were afraid of approaching the person who came. Out of curiosity, Zeal and the others looked towards the source of the commotion, and there they could see a very beautiful girl with long, straight, black, shiny hair, with a bangs in front of her, walking towards the registration desk. The girl is the same age as Zeal and Clara. She was wearing an all-black dress with a few white ornaments on her wrists. She wore a black bracelet that matched her dress. Her cold face looked a little sad and lonely. The girl who had just arrived was the first princess of Nigel Kingdom, Iris Nigel.